Hey, what's up guys? Justin here with OGN. So I just wanted to upload the credits for the hell of it, and I also thought I'd take this time to kind of recap the game, and also let you guys know what we plan on doing next here at OGN. So Killzone started out differently from most shooters. It started out with you playing as Lucas Kellen when he was still just a boy. He was trying to escape New Helgen with his father, Michael Kellen. Along the way, we ran into Sinclair, who at the time was still a Shadow Marshal. The thing that stood out the most in the first level was definitely the part where you run into your first Hellgas. As Sinclair is about to take him out, your father says, quote, "No, I'll take care of it." Your father takes him out with a stun pistol, which is sadly not in the rest of the game. Just as you think you're all set, Sinclair walks up to the stunned Hellgas and puts 2 bullets in his head. This is the first time where you see the true Sinclair come out. It's the first time you ask yourself, is he a good person or not? From there, we picked up the game with Chapter 2, The Shadow. It was a pretty straightforward mission. This is when we first played as an adult. Basically, we had to go on the other side of the wall into New Helgen and locate a VSA intelligence crew. After we learned they were still alive, we had to help extract them back to Vector. Back on Vecton soil, we learned about the ISA Cassandra, a VSA research cruiser. Apparently they were researching some kind of Hellgas deterrent, which we later found out is a chemical weapon, which basically would mean genocide for the Hellgas people. We had to set up the ship on a course for the sun. While doing this, we found out that Dr. Massar, the project leader, was being taken off the ship by Echo, the Hellgas woman from the prisoner swap in the beginning of the game. So of course, our next objective was to stop her from escaping with Dr. Massar, which of course, we failed. Now back on Vecton soil, the group called the Black Hand set off a bomb in the VSA headquarters. How they managed to get in there, I have no clue. Basically, we had to go in and clear out the Hellgas in the building. Once we met with Sinclair, we learned that there were bombs on the fly rail system. In layman's terms, really fast future trains. After stopping them with a minigun, we went after Tyrion, who was held up in a building broadcasting his little hate speech. After hanging by a rope from a dropship in a last-ditch effort to stop Tyrion, he gets away anyway. So of course in the next chapter, Sinclair was hell-bent on making Tyrion pay for his crime. So we were tasked with sneaking into New Helgen using the deportation as cover. After seeing how the Hellgas are forced to live and fighting waves of Hellgas, we finally caught up to Tyrion. In Tyrion's base, we learned he was working under Johann Stahl, who was a character from Killzone 3. At the end of the level, we thought we had killed Tyrion, only later to find out we didn't, but we also ended up getting caught and taken prisoner by Hellgas forces. So for Chapter 6, we were tasked with escaping New Helgen, but we didn't do it alone. Echo, a familiar face at this point in the game, was going to help us escape. During this mission, she was trying to convince Kellen to try and convince Sinclair to stand down. Well, she was making some good points. All she wanted to do was prevent another war and prevent something like what happened on Helgen to happen again. So after escaping New Helgen, we tried to convince Sinclair to stand down, which Sinclair replied, and I quote, "Stand down? Are you out of your goddamn mind?" He was completely hell-bent on the annihilation of the Hellgas at this point. He tasked us with going on a mining spire that was orbiting around the planet because he believed that Dr. Massar was on the ship. He was still dead set on capturing her and using her to create the original weapon to eliminate the Hellgas. Long story short, as we were escaping with Dr. Massar, Echo appeared out of nowhere and put a bullet in Dr. Massar's head. So Chapter 8 started out with us free falling to Helgen's surface, which was exciting, but after that, it was a pretty uninteresting level. Basically, we fell to planet Helgen and destroyed some mobile scan units and some air support drones. The only thing that happened that was important in this level was at the end when we discovered that Tyrion was still alive. Chapter 9 was the longest and most action-packed chapter for sure. It started out with us tracking down the weapon, which led us to an exciting battle against Tyrion, who this time was confirmed dead. We only know this because Echo put a bullet in his head. Are you seeing the pattern here? But of course, it didn't end there. After fighting an army of Hellgas soldiers complete with riot troopers, shock troopers, and minigun troopers, we finally made it to Stahl's headquarters, which is where an awesome twist took place. As Johann was giving a speech, Sinclair came in and put a bullet in his head, and then proceeded to put a bullet in Kellen's chest. Sinclair finished off Kellen, but not before giving him a little speech of his own about Kellen betraying him, in which, in my opinion, he didn't do at all. Which brings us to the last chapter, The Savior. This is one of my favorites in the game because not only do we get to play as a Hellgas for the first time, but we get to play as Echo. Also, we get to serve up some justice of our own, when we, here's the pattern I was talking about, get to put a bullet in Sinclair's head to conclude our playthrough of Killzone Shadowfall. Alright guys, so click on the link at the end of the video to keep watching the Killzone Shadowfall series. We're going to be doing the full collectible guide next. Also guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Killzone Shadowfall content. And we have content on other games too. We have first impressions, playthroughs, trophy guides, reviews, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I've spotted a security camera.
You can expect enemy resistance. Use your tactical echo to spot any threats. Tread carefully, 1-8. Pulsar out.